What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 5th day of September in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. Vice President Barrett Jagdeo today said that updated cybercrime legislation, which the government will be tabling, will not regulate what people say online, nor will it clamp down on social media influencers or those with large social media following. At a press conference today, Mr. Jagdeo said his government believes in free speech and the planned updated legislation will not infringe on free speech.
Now, we believe in free media. We believe in people freely expressing their views on the internet. We're not for censorship on the internet. We will promote that. People's right to freedom to freely express themselves. But the United Nations now has come up with model legislation about crime. Crime that is perpetrated in cyberspace. So the regulations will fit into the United Nations framework.
The Vice President said even when persons are critical of the government, they are within their right, and he does not support censoring those people. But he made it clear that persons do not have the right to break the law, and it will be those lawbreakers that the government will go after.
It's only people who do that, like to extort people using, cyber means or cyberspace to exploit people, or people who are exploiting women. We've already, when I was president, we passed that job. People would take a photo and blackmail people, of women or for all sorts of reasons. People who exploit our children, like child pornography and all of these things. These are important things for us. We're not going to allow that to happen in our country. But this is not to regulate what people say. We believe in freedom of speech and freedom of expression.
The Vice President also said social media commentators and influencers have nothing to worry about what they say online, once it falls within the context of free speech and freedom of expression. However, the Attorney General has made it clear that the legislation will go after those persons who use social media to slander others with falsehoods. More news coming up in just a moment.
Are you ready, Guyana? Join us on September 6th, 2024 at the Marriott Guyana for the Connect Real Estate Mega Summit, the premier event for developers, investors, and industry professionals. This is your chance to connect with global leaders, explore groundbreaking projects, and discover investment opportunities in one of the fastest growing real estate markets in the world. Whether you're looking to invest, develop, or expand your network in real estate, this summit is where you need to be. Let's build the future of real estate in Guyana together. See you there.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Are you ready to elevate your career with a world-class education from the comfort of your home? The University of Excellence Management in Business, UEMB, Guyana's premier accredited and recognized tertiary institution, invites you to join one or more of our comprehensive 145-degree programs. Registration is now open for our next intake on September 9 and every 2 months thereafter. Enroll now and secure a 50% scholarship. Choose from an ABA, BBA, MBA, MPM, EMBA, EMPM, and LLM degrees, available in 14 specializations. Whether you hold an undergraduate degree, a diploma, or relevant professional qualifications, apply. We are an accredited degree-granting tertiary institution in Guyana. Our programs are also equivalent to a USA Regional Accredited degree. Submit your completed application form, proof of entrance qualification, and any form of ID. For more details, visit our administrative office in the Critchlow Labour College, front building, Wolford Avenue, or call 225-1395, 225-1397-9, 618-3434, and 681-3434. Progressing to a degree is as easy as ABC with UEMB. Deal with the best and forget the rest.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes.
Start packing this, yeah?
I ain't start packing yet. Usually I pack a couple hours before and I go. Drive. I got my phone, I got my keys, my charger, my
Procrastinating planning for the future? Well, that's never a good idea. Let Demerara Mutual and Demerara Fire and General help you get started with planning for your future today. I'm with Dem.
Online shopping in Guyana is easy with Fizuro.com. Pay securely online with your card, MMG, or cash, and with lightning-fast delivery, you'll get what you want when you want it. Take the hassle out of shopping with Fizuro. Fizuro, Guyana's premier e-commerce marketplace.
While facing a firestorm of criticism across social media over his announced plans to introduce legislation that will see regulations being implemented to cover the use of social media, Attorney General Anil Nandlal has indicated that law-abiding citizens have nothing to fear. In a follow-up statement today to his earlier televised statement about the planned social media regulations, Mr. Nandlal said those who have reacted to the government's plans with hysteria are so doing because they recognize that their days of using social media to destroy reputations, excite racial hostilities, engender strife, cause public mischief, and extort monies for their livelihood are quickly coming to an end. He denied that the planned regulatory framework will interfere with the constitutional right of freedom of expression. According to the Attorney General, the government has long expressed the intention to enact modern, internationally acceptable, and constitutionally compliant legislation to regulate social media. He said the government was awaiting the conclusion of a convention being drafted at the United Nations to regulate cyberspace. However, that convention has not yet been adopted by the UN, and many of the issues raised in the proposed convention are unrelated to social media. Still, the Attorney General said that the users of social media and citizens generally have nothing to fear once they do not use their platform for illegal means. He said those who use their platforms for nefarious purposes have reason to fear. Nandlal said once the updated legislation is implemented, it will be applied for the public good and for the benefit of all law-abiding citizens, in addition to bringing critically needed regulation to an unregulated arena. Turning now to that massive drug bust in the Region 1 area. The opposition People's National Congress Reform today said it is not anticipating any serious investigation as promised by the government into the multi-billion-dollar drug bust at Matthews Ridge in Region 1. In a statement today, the PNC Reform said that the drug bust has raised serious national security concerns adding that the operation has exposed several breaches and failings, which, if not vigorously confronted and addressed, could see Guyana remaining a major transshipment point for drug trafficking and other transnational crimes. According to the party, the concerns and implications relate to the undetected construction and maintenance of illegal airstrips in the country. Constructing and preserving airstrips in Guyana's hinterland would require the use of manpower and heavy-duty machinery, involve noisy and extensive deforestation and construction operations, and leave footprints that could be easily detectable from the ground and air, the party noted. The party wants to know how could such airstrips be constructed in secrecy. The opposition party also said there are still doubts over the ability of the country's security forces to detect and track illegal flights into the country's airspace. Against that backdrop, the PNC reform said adequate satellite and ground surveillance systems must be put in place to detect and track all flights in and over Guyana, whether legal or illegal. And the party has also noted the reported exclusion of the Guyana police force in the operation. The party said for a major arm of law enforcement to be sidelined, distrusted, and likely compromised amounts to a national crisis. The party noted that such a police force constitutes a national security threat in itself, and the party has repeatedly raised the alarm over what it sees as a crisis in policing in Guyana. The PNC reform again restated calls for government to ensure a professional security sector, especially a police force which can head-on tackle drug trafficking. The party noted that the Matthews Ridge drug bust raises more points of concern than praise, and that given the PP Civic's record, it does not anticipate any serious investigation or major arrests.
Are you ready, Guyana? Join us on September 6th, 2024, at the Marriott Guyana for the Connect Real Estate Mega Summit, the premier event for developers, investors, and industry professionals. This is your chance to connect with global leaders, explore groundbreaking projects, and discover investment opportunities in one of the fastest-growing real estate markets in the world. Whether you're looking to invest, develop, or expand your network in real estate, this summit is where you need to be. Let's build the future of real estate in Guyana together. See you there.
The Guyana Elections Commission GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. How to apply for registration? You must visit the GECOM registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons from your area of residence to apply for registration or name change or correction. You must be in possession of the following source documents as might be relevant: original birth certificate or valid Guyana passport for new registration, original marriage certificate and original birth certificate in the case of a name change by way of marriage, original deed poll and original birth certificate in the case of a name change by deed poll, original naturalization certificate and original birth certificate or valid passport in the case of naturalization. This registration exercise will end on November 29th, 2024. For further information, please contact GECOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GECOM website at www.gecom.org.gy.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
With a national task force in place to look at preventative action to guard against Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony has announced that increased health monitoring is also taking place at Guyana's ports of entry to guard against Mpox. Mpox is a zoonotic disease caused by the monkeypox virus, which can spread through direct contact with infected individuals, animals, or contaminated materials. There is a current outbreak in parts of Africa, forcing many countries globally to put systems in place to protect their citizens.
So we have very comprehensive guidelines that has been issued, and we have circulated it to all our physicians. Last weekend we also did a training for doctors across Guyana. We had more than 270 doctors who were on the training. So I think it has helped to give them a refresher in terms of Mpox and the differential diagnosis that they have to make.
Minister Anthony said in addition to increased monitoring at the ports of entry, Guyana has already purchased a vaccine to protect persons from contracting the disease.
We have also bought vaccines, and we have in stock vaccines against Mpox. And we have issued a set of criteria that can be used for persons who would be more at risk. And for those persons, we'll be able to administer the vaccine if they would like that.
The health minister noted that more than 200 doctors from across the country have been trained in detecting Mpox, as well as a treatment procedure. He also recalled that during a previous outbreak of Mpox a few years ago, 2 cases were detected in Guyana, and both persons were successfully treated. The minister said guidelines have been published for doctors to follow, and persons are being encouraged to be vigilant and look out for any unusual rashes or lesions that may appear on their skin, especially if they may have traveled recently to one of those countries where there are cases of Mpox. The Region 10 community of Kukwani was thrown into mourning on Tuesday following a tragic accident that claimed the life of well-known basketball coach and former national basketball player Dave Cosway, who is from the Kukwani area. Cosway was driving his car along the UNAMCO trail when tragedy struck. The car was being driven down a hill along the trail when it is suspected that Cosway lost control. The vehicle reportedly flipped over several times and was later found in a clump of bushes with a man's body nearby. Persons in the area said he was transporting a group of friends, but the friends came out of the car to walk ahead because of the weight just before the tragedy struck. It was after they had noticed that he was taking a long time to catch up with them that they went in search of him and came upon the scene of the crash and Cosway's lifeless body. A post-mortem examination is to be conducted on the body. He last served as coach of the Kukwani Untouchables Basketball Club, which he founded. Previously, he represented Guyana at the junior and senior levels in regional basketball tournaments. The Guyana Amateur Basketball Association and other basketball clubs have extended their condolences to the family and friends of Coach Cosway.
Are you ready, Guyana? Join us on September 6th, 2024 at the Marriott Guyana for the Connect Real Estate Mega Summit, the premier event for developers, investors, and industry professionals. This is your chance to connect with global leaders, explore groundbreaking projects, and discover investment opportunities in one of the fastest growing real estate markets in the world. Whether you're looking to invest, develop, or expand your network in real estate, this summit is where you need to be. Let's build the future of real estate in Guyana together. See you there.
GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. Persons could be prosecuted, fined, or even sent to prison for failing or refusing to apply for registration. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GECOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gecom.org.gy.
Win one of 10 great prizes in the Mobile Dip and Win promotion. Win a motorcycle, TVs, shopping sprees, or free mobile lubricant. Just buy any mobile lubricant, collect your entry form, complete it, and drop it into boxes provided at leading stores. Yes, buy any mobile lubricant and have a chance to win great prizes. Promotion ends October 2, 2024. Mobile lubricant, proven performance for your engine.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. GuyOil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of GuyOil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. GuyOil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Across the region tonight, we begin in neighboring Venezuela, where the country's opposition leader Maria Corina Machado today said she wants the United States to do much more to press President Nicolas Maduro amid an ongoing dispute over July's presidential election. Democracies around the world have criticized the Venezuelan government's handling of the July vote, which election officials and its top courts say was won by Maduro, who has been in power since 2013. Authorities have not released full tallies, blaming a cyber attack. But ballot box level tallies posted by the opposition show a resounding victory for its coalition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez. Election observers, including the Carter Center and the UN panel of experts, have said the vote was unfair. By way of an initial punitive measure, the U.S. has drafted a list of around 60 Venezuelan government officials and their family members who could face sanctions, but it has not yet taken action. Venezuelan officials, including Maduro and many in his inner circle, and its key oil industry are already subject to wide sanctions by both the US and the European Union. The opposition leader said she believes the US should do much more, and she has been very clear to them and to other countries about what they should do. Haiti has expanded its state of emergency to cover the entire nation's territory, a spokesperson for the Prime Minister has said. The move comes as the Caribbean country battles violent gangs that have taken over much of the capital and has started expanding into nearby regions. Haiti's capital was put under a state of emergency back in March under the administration of Ariel Henry, as a dramatic escalation in violence paralyzed the capital and thousands of inmates escaped into prison breaks. The state of emergency was repeatedly renewed and other departments were later added, including the farming region, which has suffered some of the worst violence. Yesterday, the current Prime Minister said he had helped distribute materials and weapons for the Haitian Army and National Police in order to recover territories taken over by the gangs. The announcement comes a day ahead of a planned visit to the Caribbean nation by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. And finally tonight, international news. The BBC reports that Nigerians have been hit by a double whammy of chronic fuel shortages and a hike in prices by the state-owned oil company. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, which imports the country's fuel and distributes it to private sellers, blamed its deaths in rising global prices for its difficulty in getting fuel. Many people have been left stranded with long queues at petrol stations across the country. Commuters in the capital have been lining up at bus stations, but there were very few buses operating. Others told the BBC that they have been forced to trek long distances as public transport prices have doubled along some routes. On Tuesday, the national oil company in Nigeria said it was increasing the price for fuel. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to have a safe and enjoyable night.